black butt, am I okay? If your white butt okay. Sit your $5 ass down.
Lay your ass down.
Thank you, Rita. Sit down.
I know. Look at that white goat. Oh, they are so huge. Oh, look, there's a black one.
Black one.
Because I'm black?
Greetings. Welcome to Kiy NY7. There's a lot of serious stuff going on. Your thoughts are welcome here as always. Let's get started. But let's dance. If you say right, if you say hi, dance. All right. Hoo-dee-hoo. How about you? I'm doing good. How about you? My people's good. My people's alive. I need y'all to let me know. It's a lot of murders going on. A lot of hidden abuse going on. A lot of what I said coming to light going on. Woo. Let's plug stuff up. Welcome to Kiy NY7. Where my light? Here we go. I got my light in the background doing all types of stuff for me, for us. All types. Where we at? There we go. Let's dance. Whew. I don't know about y'all, but I love music, and it's a great mood setter, and it helps you out. Okay. Whew. Here we go. Maybe I'll add some light. Coming in live and direct. Yeti. Oh, my bad. Is this old? We live, right? Okay. Salute. There was a chat already in here, and I was like, I didn't know if that was old, or I didn't really know what was going on. I'm going to add this extra cam. Oops. I like the light because you can see better. Just don't want it dead in my face. All right, we're going to get right into things. Welcome. I talk about things to do with the community here on my channel, things to do with spirituality, sexuality, things that have to do with us. In astronomy, how things have an effect on our people in the community. So right here, there's big stories that have been moving. I've been watching them. Most recent, 2 twins were found murdered. They said that it was a murder-suicide. I didn't believe it as soon as they said it. They arrested a white male, a Caucasian male that's a firefighter, because he was taking pictures of the deadly scene and sharing them so that the public could see it too. I'm not surprised. That's why on my thumbnail, I have the Ku Klux Klan. The KKK runs rampant in Georgia. Based on my research, they always have. It shouldn't be a surprise. What I would like to do and see out of my channel is that you guys get some entertainment, but mostly information. I want to see you guys come more to life and understand what's going on and save yourself and save others. We've been hunted since early on. Black people, melanated people have been on the chopping block. We never were removed. We've been given rights to live, sort of, but we've always been hunted like animals. We've been treated like animals, and some people view us as animals. You got to realize that. You have to remember that. You're not seen as human, so why do you expect humane things to be done to you? So I'm hoping for more intelligent people to come through, or people that are seeking intelligence and not just going to keep following the same old same. We can do the dang thing together. I need y'all. I'm not here because I think y'all need me. I hope y'all need me sometimes, and I'm going to be there, but I need y'all too. I think I forgot. Oh, I got the charger up here or what? Dang, I was in David Bowie mode, y'all. Now my computer ready to die. Y'all making it hot. Yeah, all right, let's go. Oh, huh? Hang on, I gotta get something. Hang on a second. Sorry about that. Let me I'll put something on real quick just because I have to grab my charger while we're still live. It won't cut me off. Give me a hot second. I appreciate y'all. Okay, we're back. I like that little funky 30 seconds music that they have with that. That was cute. Didn't give me enough time. All right, so it's charging. I don't know what happened. Is the live still up? It's going up and down, but I know the numbers be lying. All right, I'm breathing all hard. I dance a lot. I be having fun. I work out. I do all type of stuff. So I don't know why I'm breathing so hard. I'm kind of anxious to get this out, so I'm just gonna do it. We're gonna talk a little about in the history of the KKK, the Ku Klux Klan. I don't say it correctly, so I'll just say KKK. Out of all the, I've been studying since I was a little girl. I've been taught things and stuff, but I realized recently I don't say their name correctly. Do I stand corrected? KKK. They're big in Georgia. I have information from AtlantaHistoryCenter.com. The connection between United Daughters and KKK. And wave.org is where I got the picture from, the KKK. So what I did was I put on the title Cave Monsters Come into Black Abuse, because Caucasians originated in the mountains, Caucasus Mountains. That's where they get the term Caucasian. So they were cavemen and cavewomen from the beginning. So that's why when I think of mountains and murders and mysteries, especially when it comes to Black people, it makes me think of the cave people, because a lot of times they're behind it, the killings and whatnot. Then what happened, it was over a year ago, there was abuse of Black foster kids. They were, and I'm going to show some clips as we go also. They were enslaved. It looked just like they were on a crop somewhere being slaves. I'm glad they were rescued finally, but it's weird that these foster parents received almost $300,000 from the government, actually, while they were abusing kids. And there were several CPS reports. This wasn't something new and spontaneous. They knew this. This DCFS fails children, all children. I don't think it's race-based. A lot of things are race-based, but it's all kind of children that have been failed because of DCFS, which is Department of Children and Family Services. They fail a lot. So those are a couple of things. There was something else too, and I'll just add that in. But I'll go ahead and get into the clips that I had there too. Whew, so I got through that. Let me go to my folder, and hopefully y'all could catch this. I didn't expect to come on either, but that's not the point. Sometimes you do unexpected things is happening, damn it. So everything is not to be planned and thinking it's going to be perfect or whatever we're thinking, because I know I do my damn thing and stuff still be feeling half-assed. So what I have to do sometimes is just know that if something's been weighing on my heart, I lift it up so that it could be discussed. Felicia Rashad was on, Queen Felicia Rashad was on the Breakfast Club yesterday, and she, as usual, she's so graceful and just a great classy woman, and it's refreshing seeing women like her. I feel I do have the essence of her. I see people sad because they feel like there aren't any more women like her. There's plenty of women that are a lot like her. Whether we're not as successful as she is or not, it's like the spirit, our souls are there, and we believe in uniting with people and sharing love. And I just wanted to say that. Felicia Rashad, there was something else I was about to say about her, and I just forgot that fast. But let's get right into the dang, I got a bunch of things. But hold on. We're gonna get to that. Hold on. We have to get right to the. Let me go with most recent and then go back. Okay. As soon as you type in twins found, you'll see it, because more and more people are talking about it. I looked at it and I said, I got to talk about this. Before they found the Caucasian guy that took the pictures. Now, I'm not saying he had anything to do with the death. I don't know. I really don't know. But is it a surprise seeing a white face around something horrific that had to do with Black people that seem mysterious and isolated? Is not a surprise to me. Let's see what 11 Alive got there right from Georgia.
The arrest of a Towns County volunteer firefighter for misdemeanor obstruction in connection to this case. It comes after 11 Alive started asking questions about reports that photographs of the twins' bodies were shared after hikers found them. So far, no other details about the arrest have been released. 19-year-olds Quadir and Nazir Lewis were found shot to death.
This is one of the most saddest. Just stay with me. Hey, Miss Beverly.
I wanted more of a story than that. That just gave a little bit, and that's okay. But I wanted more of the full. Law and crime, I don't even know if I'm going to show y'all a clip. Y'all don't give a damn. Y'all just want views. Y'all don't care about nobody. That's what part of this is about, too. Coming on here and just having this and bringing this up and showing you guys this and working with new software, feeling crazy. But we need people to care. We have to care about our own lives, too, first. And listening to the family, which I'm going to show, they were like, we never even heard of those mountains. How do you never heard of a mountains and you live over there? My thing is, be aware of your surroundings and you should know more about it. I'm not blaming them at all. I have to blame families if you're not aware of what's around you, if you're not preparing your kids to not really be engaging too much in knowing that you have to go by your intuition inside. A lot of people don't have something that's written on them saying, hey, I'm racist. Hey, we might get into an altercation and somebody probably gonna get killed. It's not how it works. So what you need to do is be an educated Black person to begin with. That doesn't mean school, because school ain't going to teach you this. Not really. So what I'm saying is we have to make sure that we're educating one another. Do you understand? Because no teen should even be caught up. 2 of them got taken out. Not 1, 2. Every time I turn around, it's young Black men being killed. They get the women too. But not like they do our men. And then I'm scratching my head, not only because it itches sometimes, because my scalp be dry, girl, but I got some new oil, so it's working out. I'm like, why do I keep seeing young Black men being hunted again, and it's starting to pick up in pace? Do y'all see what I'm saying? Do you feel where I'm coming from? Yes, I'm talking to my people, because white people, they don't really speak up about this. They get quiet. They get nervous themselves. Why? Because there's certain groups of white people that'll kill them too. That's why. So shout out to the ones that are bold enough, that are like, hey, Black people are human too. And what you're doing is wrong. Y'all have to step up too. Not only to tell your white brothers and sisters that what they're doing is wrong, but also so that you can tell the coons, the Black people that don't want to be Black, you got to tell the coons the truth, because they don't listen to us, but they'll listen to you. That's what coons do. All right. I appreciate y'all right there. Yeah. Hey, good morning. Depending on where people at, right? I got to figure something out too. I don't know if there's a mod bot that was in here last time, and I apologize, Yeti, because I don't ever want nobody touching you in here. If anything, I might have to fix yours so that you can't be touched. I can be honest and say I don't know exactly every area. Oh, all right. My bad for just seeing that too. Right. You don't have to know every area around you, but you should know your surrounding areas. Just as a grown adult, you should know what's around you. That doesn't mean you got to go hike to find out. It's just a map, knowing your geographic location. But not only that, Georgia has a history of KKK. The KKK got revamped in Georgia. So being a Georgian, to me, is idiotic to not know this. They still pass out flyers when they have their meetings. And I don't expect a lot of people over here, because unless you put certain things in your title, people are clueless. But that's okay, because if you want to get caught up and get killed too, then that's on y'all, because that's all that's waiting for a lot of y'all. The most ignorant people are the ones that are getting killed. Not these boys. They just graduated. They were smart and they had places to go. Literally, figuratively, they had places to go. They still had their plane tickets in their pocket. They had their wallet, all these things. I believe it was in the car. But no, they said it was in their pocket. So how was it in their pocket and in their car? The car was sitting there in the parking lot. And they still had all these things still on them. They had places to go. Then I saw they said that this man had took pictures of them and shared it and stuff. So that didn't surprise me. We want to know what happened. We need to know what happened. He could just be a distraction. He could have just happened to see it and took pictures. We don't know, but we're going to find out. More importantly, we have to be aware of the ops. People sit around, you write raps about who the opposition is when you're just saying somebody from the next projects over there. No, the real ops are in the government. They're people in power that want to keep a systematic way of thinking for white supremacy. Those are your biggest ops, not one another. Those are your biggest ops. That's why white nationalism is #1 threat in America. Look it up. They said it. They've been saying it on the news here and there when they're not scared to. That's the #1 threat. If you ask me, Kiy, yes, that's the #1 threat is white supremacy, right? But also alcohol. So I hope they don't shut my stream down because the government makes money off of death. They make money off you being drunk every day, all day. I'm not talking about my casual drinkers. I'm talking about my alcoholics. Most people die because of racism and alcoholism. Anyone that wants to debate me on anything I ever say or have said, please let me know. My email is always available. You can always chime in the chat. You can always leave a comment after. Or if you just want to say, I don't think you know, but you could say that too. That might not mean you want to debate with me, but I'm trying to make it very clear that I will debate anyone at any time, any of it, on anything I say, because I stand on it. And maybe that could bring more awareness to even having a debate with somebody. But other than that, I'm good. So we're going to keep it pushing. But that's all I mean about knowing where you're at. You have to know your surroundings. If not, it's somewhat on you if something happens to you, because you have to not be ignorant. It doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you're falling ignorant to your geographical location and what's going on in these surrounding areas. That's my whole point. So that's what happened with these boys. I don't know what y'all think, but I think they were both murdered as soon as they even announced it. Nothing made sense. They were going to visit friends, I believe, in Boston. They got their plane tickets, and less than 24 hours later, they said one killed the other one. It was too quick. It wasn't a thorough investigation. They just finished the autopsy. They said they're going to release it to us, but they want to do some more in-depth autopsy on them. Yes, it's also suggested that the family have their own private autopsy done too. And I'm sorry this happened. This is Quadir and his brother Nasir. So we say rest in peace to them and congratulations on graduating. So they did get to see that. They were just shy too, I believe, of their 19th birthday. I have to look that up, but they were just getting ready to celebrate a birthday as well. So as you can imagine, none of this makes any sense. This don't make sense. We're gonna move on because there was another thing that I had in here. Hold on, it should be on my list. And it's just amazing to me because then they get surprised when we're having more Black militias pulling up because you have to protect yourselves or you can just get slaughtered. Part of what people want to do is balance out the population. They're feeling like there's less white people on the planet. News flash from Kiy. There's always been less Caucasians on the planet. That's just the way it's been meant to be, if you ask me, because science points to it. But you guys were here for some reason. I honestly, I don't know. Black people were here first. We were here on the African continent. Well, it was all one piece of land too, y'all forget. But then areas of land broke up. Then we got more countries and continents. The Black man was here first. Just because you treat it like your last Black men and women, remember we were here first. No mistakes were made. We're the origin of all things. My dad had mentioned how in the Bible it talks about you will be the most hated throughout the world. And he says that referring to Black people. And it does seem that way. Hold on a second. Slaves. I'm going to take you to, I want to get this out of here. I don't need everybody else talking about it. Like, I just want the news. And I don't want Fox.
It's no secret how deep racism goes in this country. Yet somehow we're still stunned by cases like the one we're bringing you tonight. We begin with a case out of West Virginia. Gene Whitefeather and Donald Lance, a white couple, are accused of treating their 5 adopted children like slaves. We know for sure 3 are black, according to the indictment. Prosecutors say the children were also targeted and adopted because of their race. The pair was arrested last fall. This was after a wellness check turned into a reveal about the living conditions of the children. 2 of the children, 14 and 16 years old, were found living in a barn outside. Neighbors tipped law enforcement off. Deputies discovered there were limited resources in that barn. The teens only had a small porta potty, no running water, or a mattress. According to neighbors, the children were not allowed inside of the home, the main house, and had to do farm labor outside instead. Whitefeather denies the allegations and says the barn was simply a teenage clubhouse. Both Whitefeather and Lance are now behind bars as they wait for a trial to begin September 9th. Joining us to talk about it here on The Factor Uncensored, we have with us parent David Settles, Todd Smith, the CEO of Regal Media, and trauma therapist Chow Nguyen. Glad to have you all on The Factor Uncensored. So, David, first of all, as a parent hearing this story, and we have learned that the judge admonished them in court in another hearing, saying, I have never in my life seen anything like this. Your bond was $200,000. Come back. It is now $500,000 each.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the judge did the right thing by increasing the bond. But as a parent, absolutely, it's downright deplorable, right? It's not even just disgusting, but it's purely evil at this point, right? And but to go back to the point about them raising the bond, you know, people have been talking about the foster care system and adoption regulations and things like that. Chances are there wasn't an adoption agency or any foster care system involved in this case, because they raised the bond with allegations of like human trafficking. So we don't even know how these kids
then moved to West Virginia, where people That's why they moved to West Virginia. That's a question we still have to explore.
Two things come to mind. The child welfare system, which is an institution that really needs some serious reform. There was talk about defunding the CPS and foster care system. It's not there to protect the children in cases like this. That's a whole other issue. The institutions that are meant to support children can sometimes hurt them. And the other thing I think about is the trauma that's instilled on these kids.
This story out of West Virginia is a true nightmare. A white couple is accused of using their black adopted children as slaves.
All right. So there's some people that want to remove, being parents receiving payment for kids. They want to remove that. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I always thought you had to have enough money to adopt, to be honest, because I know I personally have thought about adopting, but I was like, how much money do you have to have? Children are expensive. And I found myself just feeling like I didn't qualify, and not having a husband, you know, and stuff like that. I don't know, like, what do they require? Like, then I see single people doing it and they're like, oh yeah. Then I'm like, wait, y'all get sent money to help kids? So that would help pay for the kids. So a lot of things I didn't know, but there's people that are out here doing it, and they're doing it for the dough. You know, it's just straight up money. Let me slow down my sign and then we can actually see what's going on. So that's what's been going on. These Caucasian couple racked up almost $300,000, and they only had these kids maybe a few years, if that, or so. So they went through this abuse for all this time. The neighbors were calling, letting the authorities know something's not right with the way it was going on with these kids. They kept trying to tell them something wasn't right, and the fact that they didn't listen, and it would have almost been too late. There were security cameras put up. They were kept in a cold barn. They were worked. They didn't really have breaks. There was a lot of strange stuff that was going on way before they were finally stopped.
Locking them in a barn and forcing them to perform farm labor. Donald Ray Lance and Jean K. Whitefeather were initially arrested in October following a wellness check during which authorities found 2 of the couple's 5 adopted children locked in a shed on their property. Authorities said the shed only had a small porta potty and no running water. A 14-year-old boy was reportedly found with open sores on his bare feet. The kids told authorities they were forced to sleep on the concrete floor without a mattress or padding. In court, Whitefeather claimed that the shed was a teenage clubhouse.
Yeah, clubhouse, to be scared to death, to be treated like back in the day. So what else? Oh, this is on already. Okay, here's everything. What troubles me too is there's people that come and they'll be like, God, why you talk about race so much? Really? Why you talk about race? I wonder why you talk about race so much. I don't know who complains more, if it's the oppressor group, which is white folks. I'm not saying you're all racist. I'm saying you come from, is your skin white, then I'm talking about you. Or the black folks, not even just coons, just black people. That lets me know that you're so not aware, and also you're not a soldier. Also, you might be comfortable because you don't feel you have to fight. You're gonna get your ass beat or you're going to fight. There's no option to sit on the sidelines. I've told y'all you can sit on the sidelines, but don't think you're not going to get touched. You're going to catch an elbow sometime. You're going to catch a smack. You're going to get punched in your face sometime. You might get shot. Your ass might get hung. It doesn't matter that it's 2025. They're still doing the same things. You don't think I want to talk about other stuff? I have to reprogram myself to stop saying black so much, because I'm like, am I saying black too much? Like I give somebody a compliment. I'm like, yo, that was really good. You a strong black man. Now I'm like, just say he a strong man. You a strong man. I don't know if you consider yourself African, even though you are. I watch what I say. I got to tiptoe around like I'm wearing heels. Like David Bowie song we was just playing. Put on your red shoes and sing the blues. Put on your red shoes and sing the blues. Put on your red shoes and sing the blues. Let me turn my thing back around. There's so much going on with abuse. I don't even know how to. It's one of the worst things ever. It is. If you see me smile, you see me laugh, that's because I've cried a lot. So sometimes I think of things that make myself giggle, or I force myself to laugh. Even though I'm not really laughing. It's just like a giggle to balance out my feelings, because I'm a human being and I'm being hunted. So you can't look at other people and say, oh, it's them. Oh, that happened in Georgia. Well, you know, oh, that happened. No, oh, you could be next. It's not a particular black. Are you not? And even certain whites got it too. But if you're not one of them, you on the chopping block. And I don't know what it's going to take other than you getting killed your damn selves. But what's going to happen is y'all going to keep coming running to people that are righteous, people like me that talk about certain things, that try to bring light to things. I actually am in the community. I've walked till my feet was numb because I shouldn't even been walking anyway. I've done these things. I have proof of these things. Even if you're at home, you can do a lot from home. But damn it, I got to be protected too. I don't want to get shot in the back of my head because I'm looking forward and I want to meet with somebody because I want answers. So a lot of what I do is on the phone, but I record things because I want to show y'all what I've been doing behind the scenes. I want to show y'all how the police department in Mississippi keeps hanging up on me because I want to know about that dead body you found in February 2024 that you never talked about. I want to know the race. I want to know the gender. I want to know everything. They'll act like they can't hear you when you finally get to the right department. So what you do next is you need to go online and you FOIA it. You do a FOIA request. It's a Freedom of Information Act. I applied for that too, still didn't hear back from them. And what is it, March 2025? They're playing too much. You can't be playing with lives, not with me. So what's next? Maybe I need to pay them a visit. But I'm going to be aware and prepared. Not just when I'm going to a new land, when I step outside. Anyone, if you just came in or if you're new, it's Kiy NY. Talk about different things here. It is an open chat room too. Your views are welcome here.
And the children weren't locked inside. The couple's indictment alleges they specifically targeted the black children and forced them to work because of their race. Joe, what the hell?
And it just makes you sick to your stomach. I mean, this is, there's no way to explain their way out of it.
Find the defendant, Donald Ray.
Them right here.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Jeannie K. Whitefeather, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of human trafficking of a minor child. We, the jury, find the defendant, Donald Ray Lance, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of human trafficking of a minor child.
Well, first tonight, a historic verdict after a more than 2-week-long trial. The couple accused of forced labor and child abuse of their adopted black children has now learned their fate from a jury.
Now, this was a split verdict, meaning it was not a straight guilty or not guilty for both of the defendants, Donald Lance and his wife, Jeannie Whitefeather.
Yeah, let's take a look at really all of those counts. So what we know, Whitefeather was found guilty of all 19 counts against her. You can see them right here on your screen: human trafficking, civil rights violation, forced labor. The jury did find that Lance was not guilty of 4 civil rights violations that they deemed Whitefeather was guilty of. And when it came to child abuse, there were more charges for Whitefeather because of an incident involving spraying the adopted children with bear spray, which Lance was not charged with.
Anna Saunders has been following this case for us all along. She has reaction tonight from attorneys on both sides on this historic trial and verdict.
All right, so that is like the gist of that. I'm just trying to get my seating right here. Okay, here we go. And then the mic. Oh, do I have the mic on? Probably not. Test. Oops. All right, let's just finish. Let me play some more of that.
The jury find the defendant, Jeannie K. Whitefeather, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of human trafficking. We, the jury, find the defendant, Donald Ray Lance, guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of human trafficking.
For the first time in West Virginia history, human trafficking charges and now convictions handed down to both Jeannie Whitefeather and Donald Lance. Kanawha County Assistant Prosecutors Chris Kravaniak and Madison Tugg, who worked this case, say this is something that has never happened before at the state level.
First time the human trafficking statutes have been charged in West Virginia, we believe, and the civil rights violations aren't charged very often in West Virginia. They're tough cases to prove, and We appreciate the help we got from everybody on the team and also the office.
Whitefeather and Lance not visibly showing much emotion in the courtroom as prosecutors say Whitefeather now faces up to 215 years in prison. Lance looking at a max of 140.
I think they're upset, right? I mean, but they understand that that the jury heard all the evidence.
Yeah, so why your goofy ass was acting like they had a case then? Now he's smirking, talking about, well, they heard the case. What your bald head goofy ass thought you was doing? You thought you was going to win a case? What I don't like either is you're finding more and more people willing to defend people when they know there's no defense. I'm a defense attorney myself, uncertified, but I am one. You have to morally take a case too. What people are doing too with high profile cases, they're taking them just to get their name out there. They're taking them just so you know who they are and you can put a face to them being an attorney and they want your money. That's all to it. That's all to it. When you see people taking cases and a person is nuts, they up there telling you they did it and they don't give up. But they're making the news. Watch how many people, oh, I would like to defend him. He don't got no money. I got him. What is it called? Verbatim? I don't know. I got it. How you got it? Why? Because this is all for publicity. That's what a lot of humans are doing right now. You're doing anything for publicity. That's it. Get out of here with your bald-headed ass. Yeah. They're going to have fun while they locked up. They're going to have fun. Treat that ass right. We're going to show you slavery. They're going to rot in hell where they belong. You could have been somewhere rapping for Jesus, but no. You should have been somewhere rapping for your white Jesus. Thanks, Yeti. I appreciate you too. That helps me know I'm coming in clear and stuff.
Well, I wrote this song for the Christian youth. I want to teach kids the Christian truth. If you want to reach those kids on the street, then you got to do a rap to a hip-hop beat. So I gave my sermon an urban kick. My rhymes are fly, my beats are sick. My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's 'cause Jesus Christ is my nigga. Woo! He's a life changer, miracle arranger, born to the virgin mom in a manger. Water to wine, he's a drink exchanger, and he died for your sins. I preach the word, that's my gig, and I rhyme better than Notorious Big. All the other MCs, I wish them well, but if you live in sin, you burn in hell. Now I'ma pass the mic to my lovely wife. She's a fly MC and the light of my life. So to bust a rhyme without further ado, take it away, Mary Sue.
Jesus Christ is my nigga. He's the son of the original G. And he was sent to earth to elucidate the way that we should be. What? Like if another MC says you're a freak, you're a lame butt rapper and your rhymes are weak. I don't get mad and I don't critique. I forgive him and turn the other cheek. I don't blaspheme and I don't brag. I don't cuss and my pants don't sag. I do exude a little Christian swag and I'm proud to be an American.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ. Rapping for white Jesus. When Jesus Christ is your what? Yeah. Well, now I wanted to turn in. I won't be on long, just a couple more things. You guys threw me off with that, even though I'm the one that put that on there. Hold up. Okay, I want to show something. This man, he has 1 million subscribers too. His name is Jesse Zelabor. So, majority black town protecting against violent white supremacist terrorists. This is something that just recently occurred in Ohio, where a black population of people were supposed to be intimidated by Nazis that came on in. Shout out to Real Brother. He's always said the Nazis are right out here. And then once they come marching through your town, I guess you got to see it for yourself. So they marched on in there. They had their mask and everything. The good outcome is no one was hurt. Now we have a black militia there too that are growing. Also, they're working on legislation changing the fact that you're allowed to wear a mask as long as you're doing a peaceful protest. It's not peaceful when you're saying you want people killed. So that's why they're debating over like Nazis. That's not freedom of speech. That's preaching death by masses of people. But you only get a little bit at a time. So what they're working on is making sure that people can't be masked to where they cannot be identified as part of their freedom of speech when you're doing your protests. So that's one step closer, at least, to knowing who these people are. Because there's one thing about the Klan and them, they don't want you knowing who they are. They big killers, Norman Bates, but they don't want you to know who they are. They're so tough and big and bad, but they don't want you to know who they are. I always wondered about that. I was like, but you should be proud. You're proud. You're proud of this whiteness and superiority. Superior. So why can't we see your pretty pearly face? Pasty, pale, whatever. Why can't you expose yourself? You don't want to, huh? And you always travel in groups, huh? Just like they do on YouTube. And YouTube will let them right on in. They've come and jumped me a couple of times. Well, tried to, but they didn't realize like the ancestors already got jumping on them when you ever even think of coming for me. I'm already protected. I'm becoming an entity myself, by the way. Spiritual energies, you should get to know it. Laws of attraction, get to know it. Yeah, so that's one step closer to at least let's humanize these dehumanized people. You need to know who you are, and you need to know that you can't just march in an area and be a threat. That's one thing about Black people. I've never seen them in groups being a threat to anyone. They're not in groups to be a threat throughout history or any of that. It's usually to say, hey, stop what you're doing to us. There's barely been retaliation, revenge. Sister Vicky Dillard says this. She said, Black people are the most forgiving people on the planet. And I was like, wow. She said this like 3 years ago. I'm like, she's right. Why though? We don't like being abused. We don't like to be killed. We know our heart beats like any other human. Why? I'm not a forgiving person. So I said that I don't really care. I don't hold on to hate, but when it comes to forgiving and all that stuff, you could do that with somebody else. I don't have that in my heart. If I should, I'll ask for that, like through spirituality or religion or something, things like that. You should have a different type of heart. But I'm like, but I know what you did last summer. I'll be what your ass did last summer. Like, no, I ain't forgiving nothing. What are you talking about? You shouldn't be concerned with me forgiving nothing anyway. You do you. Anything in life, keep making the same mistakes or not, I'm going to remember what you did to me or anyone or group that I care about. I don't really like who's playing about that. So whatever. I got him looking all goofy at the top of the screen. He's goofy. But I wanted to show some of this. He spoke on the situation in Ohio, and it's coming from a white man. And
if this image causes you problems, if you have if you fundamentally have a problem with this and not with this, you're probably racist, or at least harbor discriminatory attitudes. You have a bias within you about race. And the Republican Party most certainly has that. And I don't believe it's just a bias. I believe it's outright racism. You see, in the 1960s, the Black Panther Party used to do cop watching, where they had armed patrols that would go out and ensure that their people were safe in their communities, because the cops weren't going to do it. We're seeing the same thing. You know what the title of the video is. You've seen the thumbnail. You know what I'm going to talk about. But I want to shine a light on this. It's not new. It's not new for Black folks to have to protect themselves because the state, the government, the United States of America, to which they pay taxes, of which they are citizens, isn't doing its job. In the 1960s, the Black Panther Party started protesting. They showed up where it was legal to open carry in California at the time. It's no longer, spoiler alert, because of this.
Peace, peace, chaos reign. Show. We've seen you in a while. Good to see you. Ooh. Good to see you. Yeah. How you doing today? I know I'm cammed up with the little, like my lights. I appreciate y'all.
Ronald Reagan signed a law that made it illegal to open carry in the state of California because Black Panthers showed up at the state capitol, as was their right, as was legal at the time, and it scared white people. Remember COVID? Remember the lockdowns where these people showed up on the state capitol steps all over the country, armed to the teeth to protest the lockdowns? A lot of Republicans were totally okay with this. But this scares the shit out of them because it's black people. Oh, scary black people. Yeah. So let me read this from the CBS News. Actually, this would probably be better to sum it up since I'm clearly a little befuddled today. This is from CBS News, the lasting legacy of the 1967 Black Panther gun control protest at California Capitol. May 2nd marked the 57th anniversary of one of the most spectacular protests in California state capitol history. The Black Panthers entered the Capitol building armed with guns in protest. Entering the Capitol with an open carry gun was not against the law then. That changed very quickly. Video from the day shows the scene. Black Panthers in their trademark berets and leather jackets carried handguns and shotguns through the halls of the Capitol. State police only stopped the men after 10 had reached the assembly chambers. The shocking protest was aimed at state gun control legislation seeking to prevent the Black Panthers police patrols, their practice of following officers in black neighborhoods. They called it cop watching. Seems like a good idea to me. Following the 1967 Black Panther protest, Republican Assembly member Don Mulford added an urgency clause to his gun control legislation, passed it, and then Governor Ronald Reagan signed it into law. The new law made it a felony to publicly carry a loaded firearm without a permit because of racism, because of white supremacy, because Ronald Reagan, who was a nasty racist himself. And if you don't believe that, if you know, oh, you're just saying that because he's a Republican, there's audio. I'll try to find the audio. I'll just find it. I'll find the audio. We'll put it here, where he's on the phone with Richard Nixon talking about a delegation of African politicians and was joking about them being monkeys and shocked that they wore shoes.
Last night, I tell you, to watch that thing on television as I did. Yeah. To see those monkeys from those African countries. Damn them, they're still uncomfortable wearing shoes.
So yeah, Ronald Reagan, a real piece of shit. However,
wow, that was something new I didn't see. Audio test again. Okay. There's an open chat room. Thank you. I have no idea what happened, why I was muted, and I was going into. It's funny how when you really kind of be on a roll, something weird happens. Oh my gosh. I have nothing but information inside of me, so I'll move on. But you get the gist of what I was saying. Well, I have love inside me too. Let me not just say that. I have other things inside of me, peace and other things that I want to have the greatest of all things inside of me, not just to keep for myself, but to share it with other people and see you grow as well. I'm Kiy NY7. I don't know why I was just muted, so I was like, all right. And it was funny because more people started coming in, and then the audio will mess up and people will just leave. It's just like, you know, dude, whatever. All right. The point of the conversation, it'll come up again too. I may come back on tomorrow. I just wanted to be clear on a lot of things that are going on, and they're not to just be taken lightly. There is a deep hate for for Black people, and it's in a lot of areas of the world. But it's so deadly. I think some people just look at it like, oh, I don't like you, or you don't like me. It's like, no, it means your life isn't worth anything to groups of people, and they want you dead. They don't even know why Black people here. They don't get it. They like Africa, you know. That's why it's always jokes when it comes to Africa, when it's the best place in the world. So, you know, whatever. I love myself, and whoever doesn't love themselves, hopefully you're encouraged to love yourself too. So that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you got to tune in too, Chaos Rain Show. So that's what I want to say about that. We talked about the adoptive parents. They were enslaving these Black kids, and I'm sure it goes on in other homes too. There's just something going on that I'm going to be looking into too, which I already do anyway, but I'm going to format it to come on here. And it's just a rise. It seems like there's a rise in abuse with children. No, it's not just Black children, a lot of different children. And they're through foster care, and some are just at home. I don't know if single moms are kind of losing their minds, but there's something just so sinister in it. I don't know if it's just a spiritual damning thing, but I think collectively together, we can help get rid of those demons too. We don't have to be in their household. We can cast them out using our tongues, speaking peace, speaking love, and saying, hey, I care about children all over the world, and I pray for their safety. I'm saying it now while I'm on air. All colors, of course, they're children. I pray that they're raised right. I pray that they give Black people a chance and have an understanding of other cultures, because it starts somewhere. So we're going to be hearing more about the boys that were found up on that mountaintop. That was one of the main things that I was covering on here today. It's just heinous. It's hideous what's been going on. But I'm not surprised about it. It just, I can't keep seeing other people get surprised, because it make me want to slap people. It make me want to be like, how are you surprised when it's been going on? You thought it really stopped? It never stopped. It's just, you can't just run around just doing stuff to people and there's no repercussions sometimes. Now, due to white privilege, things are more hidden. So I asked in the chat, I asked a question for y'all to answer, and I got a couple of, responses back. So that's good. The question that I put in the chat is, do you feel that there are a lot of abuse, and or murders hidden due to racism. So everyone that did answer put yes. Y'all put 100%. And I agree. There's a lot of cover-ups and things going on. That's why when people are found hung, I never think of suicide first. Maybe when I was younger, because I studied things to do with suicide, and we had to study. I do forensic evidence and things like that. And when the body's hung, it fights to stay alive, whether you want it to or not. It's a natural thing for your body to fight to stay alive, even if your mind said, "Hey, I want to end this. It's over. I want to disappear. They want to die." I don't even like saying it in first person. I want to live. There's ways that you can tell if someone was hung by someone else or if they hung themselves. So there's other ways that we can collectively come up with clues and stuff on what really happened to people. So just wait for the information too, but don't just sit and wait. Get the information, but also do your own research too. If you're going to a new area for the first time, do your research. I wouldn't say travel too much alone. I'm just being honest. Do what you feel like doing, because I don't want to make it sound like because there's incidents that I'm scared that y'all should be alone. I'm not scared of anything, but you have to be mindful. So if I don't try to tell you anything else, just be mindful of your surroundings. Anything else in life, I mean, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. But it's deadly. It's deadly as hell. It's been deadly. Then you have police officers that don't give a crap about you. I know personally, plus I see it. I want to show real quick, a Florida police officer is punished because a woman came into the precinct because she was suffering from domestic abuse, even like after the relationship was over and everything. He let both of them walk out. He ended up killing her. And I can't help but think that it's a race thing. It could be a gender thing with some too, because some people get sick and tired of people having such bad relationships that now you got to come run to the police. I get it. I get that. But that's what y'all are for. And you're letting women die that are reaching out, that have restraint orders, that are saying, "Hey, I already have an order and he's here at the house now. I need help." Oh, we'll send somebody. They take their time. And when they get there, they ready to shoot everybody because they feel like they're wasting time on lives that they do not value.
See Officer Jermaine Jones walking into the station, responding to a request to file a stalking report for a woman who says her ex-boyfriend won't stop harassing her. The man holding the door open for the officers is the ex-boyfriend, Robin Caesar. Fridley Daniel had just dropped her daughter off at school when she noticed Caesar following her, so she drove straight to the police department. Daniel tells police Caesar has been continually bothering her, even though they broke up more than 6 months earlier. Jones let Caesar walk out of the front door. Less than half an hour later, Daniel was dead, and Caesar confessed to the murder. Officer Jones told investigators he let Caesar leave because he had no reason to detain him. He also told investigators he didn't escort Daniel home or connect her with the victim advocate. Officer Jones has been placed on administrative leave, and he has been suspended for 80 hours.
We are now on. All right, so that's what I was referring to with that one. We'll just finish out the case where there were Black children that was treated like slaves by their overpaid Caucasian foster parents that received almost $300,000. So they received over $250,000. And some people sit around and keep adding kids because it just adds more money. I'm showing teeth, but it's really a smirk because I could just bite your organ out and just spit it back out to your family. Like that's like, you make me feel barbaric now. Like I'm I'm just glad they're free. I got to look at it that way. I'm glad the kids are free. We're going to close out with some of this.
I think it's fair to say they are upset, but they look forward to continuing with the criminal process. There's a sentencing, there's an appeal process that they look forward to. And like I said, it's understandable that they're upset, but they also understand that, they had their day in court.
This case all stemming from the October 2023 discovery of two of their adopted black teens locked in a shed in Sissonville, about 5 months after they moved here from Washington State. Investigators later uncovered more evidence, including videos, pictures, text messages, that the jury got to see that it was not just the teens, but also their adopted 11-year-old son and 9-year-old daughter victimized too. The home surveillance videos from cameras White Feather and Lance kept on the kids, showing the 5 days leading up to the shed rescue, where the kids would be forced to stand all day, sleep on the floor, take no baths, only allowed to eat peanut butter sandwiches.
Okay, I thought that was on the screen. I'm done. I don't want to show anymore. I'm freaking done. I have some other things that when I come back on another time, I'll probably come on tomorrow. I'm gonna see different time slots to come in. I would like to do evenings sometimes or prime time and see if y'all up for that. I will add some humor in there too, because this is serious, but I need to like show teeth sometimes. I gotta smile a little bit. I gotta do a smirk. I gotta, because it does something to you. If it don't, you already dead to me. If it don't trigger you, you already dead. So I have in the background part of the new Black militia from Ohio. Shout out to them. Shout out to others, to militant people that actually get it, that know that there's no choice in this. And even if there was, please choose right, because we don't want to have to be the ones to get rid of you too. I'm talking to everybody. Don't get in the way, okay? You either come and help bring about peace or understanding, or you're going to perish. There's no other way for me to put it, you guys. It's not. Some of us was born ready. You think we were born cursed? No. We were born ready for this world that we belong to. All right? I have some other stuff coming up. It'll be a little humorous too. I have some white women that are claiming that you're treating them funny because they're white. There's a white woman that got arrested. She's rich or whatever, and she's a Karen. It's kind of humorous to me, but she says she stands with the Black people that have been abused, and she's being abused. And it's kind of funny, but it's like reverse psychology to racism. It's weird, but I do want to kind of show you guys different things too, so that we can kind of just look at it, maybe discuss it, but it kind of will lighten the mood a little bit too, if possible. I know personally, I want to just share information. I don't want to let my emotions get in the way too much. And sometimes certain times of the month make it worse. So let's just be honest, okay, being a woman. And I want to find balance in that too. So I'm doing good. I've been doing pretty good with that. So I'm hoping you guys understand that a lot of this stuff goes on. We're just able to get some off the headlines. What we have to do though is stay conscious and stay ready, stay prepared mentally and physically for what's to come. I don't know if y'all really understand that. Be mindful when you take trips. Be mindful who the fuck you think your friends are, because they're probably not. You usually can count on one hand how many real friends you have. The rest are associates. Do you understand that? I'm talking family. I'm talking whoever you hanging around with. Get to know what they really about before you just give up yourself, before you get too relaxed, before you go to sleep and don't wake your ass up. Nobody gets in the way of it for me. Nobody. His family members, they ain't even acting like family. I'm like, great. I like for people to show me their colors. I love it. But I love love, and I love myself and my people. I won't allow anyone to get in the way of it. So I'm going to sign off. I'll be back. I have some other stuff. I like to have a list of things that I plan on coming up to talk about, but I kind of got like 2 different notebooks floating around, and I kind of just popped up today, and I worked up a sweat, so maybe I'll take a whole nother shower. So yeah, what's going on, y'all? Oh, what city was that DV case in? Wait, domestic violence? Oh, Florida. Yeah. Hold on a minute. Yeah, good question. I try to usually tell y'all what I'm showing and where it's at. Thanks, Blizz, because I usually say where I'm getting the information from, and I didn't do that. I believe it was Florida, but let me just go back so I could be sure for that. Yeah, Florida police officer punished, which he's on administrative leave, which I'm so tired of when they do something very wrong, and they know they're freaking in the wrong, and they get to get paid. That's vacation. Oh, I don't have to go to work and get paid. It's on your report, but it was Florida. I'm about to get pissed again. It was Florida. It was Florida. Okay. So yeah. I got some other stuff. Oh, the effects of the moon too. You guys, we just had the blood moon. I believe it's had positive effects on me and positive effects on y'all too. So I do want to talk about different phases of the moon coming up. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. And then you guys can think about how you might relate to it. Excuse me, sorry. Full moons don't really have nothing to do with people acting crazy. There's never been any scientific proof on that. So I don't run with myths like that. I run with the truth. So I'll go by what I've discovered, and I ask you guys to come in too so we can have some talk about astronomy. Let's talk about some things that have to do with space, and that also have to do with us. But yeah, that's Lord, I'm sure I won't have time to before we
The man holding the door open. Camera footage, you can see Officer Jermaine Jones walking into the station, responding to a request to file a stalking report for a woman who says her ex-boyfriend won't stop harassing her. The man holding the door open for the officers is the ex-boyfriend, Robin Caesar. Lee Daniel had just dropped her daughter off at school when she noticed Caesar following her, so she drove straight to the police department. Daniel tells police Caesar has been continually bothering her, even though they broke up more than 6 months earlier. Jones let Caesar walk out of the front door. Less than half an hour later, Daniel was dead.
Less than a half hour later, she was dead. And that's another thing too, y'all, that I don't really talk about relationships, but because this is domestic violence and stuff, and Blizz, he is a domestic violence counselor, deals with anger management, all those things. I don't want to categorize it like, oh, if you're having an argument and stuff like that, he's good with that. He's good with that. He's good with mental stability, period. Because in life, in general, you have to have mental stability. So I don't want to hear, oh, I ain't really with nobody. I'm just a dick or what. No, well, you don't have to really be a dick. Use your dick, right? But you don't have to be an a-hole. You don't have to be these things or be too sad all the time. You have to look for patterns in your life that are unhealthy. And if they are, it helps to get help. And we all could use help. So I don't want to hear, you know what I'm saying? So before it gets too far, because we're in a day and age where people don't want to break up, but they want to break up. But they feel like somebody's life has to end. I've never seen it. I've never seen such horrible relationships with people. I can't call it. I kind of feel like it's like a demon that's running around. And if you let them in, even just a little bit, it runs the show, you guys. You guys have to keep control over your life. Look out for patterns, not just in yourself, but with other people. So you can get help. There's people out here willing and ready to help. You have to. If not, how would it end well? Seriously, why would it end well? I want to just screen share real quick. I put them on the thumbnail, the KKK, which I say their name wrong, but whatever. In the resurrection era. From 1868 through the early 1870s, the KKK functioned as a loosely loosely organized group of political and social terrorism. So that means they have political power as well, not just running around in the streets. Do you get it? But when you see them masked up in the streets and stuff, they're usually just flunkies that they're low income, they're low mental status too. They're just people running around thinking that they're going to make a change or they can still uphold something. They don't really have any power, y'all. They think they have the power to scare you, though, from your rightful place, original Black man and original Black woman. So, yes, you have to stand up and you have to fight for yourself. You're fighting for your lives. That's what we're doing. That's what we've been doing. Political rights in the Southern Blacks, Black people after the Civil War, 1861 to 65. The KKK was formed as a social group in Tennessee in 1866. The name probably came from Greek. I don't care about probably. What is their name? Former Confederate Nathan Bedford Forrest probably served as a Grand Wizard. Where are they saying probably? Because this is an encyclopedia. This is GeorgiaEncyclopedia.org. They can do better than this. I don't like probably. We need facts. This is my first time looking at this particular one because I only want to get y'all to, of course, exact resource, no opinions on these things. Here's a picture. See, he even has a rifle. He got the horse. They got the hood on. All this stuff mostly was going on throughout other areas, but particularly Georgia. And I'm emphasizing on this because this is where these twin young men were just found at the top of the mountain. Like I said, who used to hang in mountains all the time? Caucasians, the Caucasus Mountains, cavemen, cave women, Captain Cavemen. They're still running rampant and loose. They are the most uncivilized in the world, if you ask me. Conservative whites frustrated with political failures during 1867. They began to look for new ways to defeat their Republican enemies and control recently enfranchised free people. For many, the KKK, the Young Men's Democratic Group, visited Atlanta. See, all these places, they wanted more power. So they said, well, we're going to take it one way or the other. Atlanta has been the hub where a lot of Black people live currently. It's a beautiful place. I've been there. It's really nice. But I also have to say that I know that there's been a lot of homosexuality that they said. It's so much homosexuals there. You can't over feminize yourselves, men. You're kings. And I want to know too, like with the homosexuality that's grown and whatnot, are you not going to fight? Are you only going to fight for LGBTQAI rights? Are you not thinking you need to fight just being someone of a Black descent? Do you really feel that that's not your battle? So in my mind, I see a whole bunch of men that are probably so overly feminine that they're too busy, getting their nails done and stuff, being one of the ladies, that they're supposed to be helping the fight, helping do what needs to be done. They're too preoccupied being gay. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they can really run loose in Georgia. They've been doing it. They still give out flyers to make sure you don't miss a KKK meeting. Can't say they're not organized, huh? Whatever. But that's what I wanted to bring. And I like bringing information so you can see the history of it and know that when stuff happens, especially in certain areas and places geographically, you can't help but reflect on history. But if you don't know your history, then you really the dumb. I don't know what to do with you. So we have that. One more time, I do want to show the boys, the young men that had that involvement. This man here, too, that I had just showed you guys, he seems to, Jesse Delamore, he had some good things going on, too. I'm going to show a little bit of that, and I want to close out with showing the young men that were hurt.
History is it's cyclical. It's just happening again. Right now, there's a community in Ohio called Lincoln Heights. It's a majority Black neighborhood that was just assaulted by these KKK, these Nazis who showed up with masks on, threatening the safety of their children and their families. And now there is a community patrols, much like what took place in the 60s with the Black Panther Party, where these community members, Black people, are arming themselves, as is the law, which is okay. They're following the law. Everything's above board. We'll see for how long in Ohio. But
exactly. You heard that? Because I know some people don't like hearing stuff from a colored mouth. So now you're getting it from white people too. I'll bring everybody in to make sure you understand. Now I'm moving to law and crime. They don't give a damn about nobody. That the main thing too that I want y'all to know too is that people don't really care, but people do care. More people do care about Black people. It seems like the hate is by the masses. It can be, but Black folks outnumber everyone else on the planet. We always have, we always will. Don't you sit there and think that you're supposed to be put down, that you're supposed to feel this kind of way. You're not. We got you. I'm alive. I got you. Our deceased ancestors, they got us. They talk to me, and they will talk to you too. You just got to let them know you're there and you're listening. Now I go here to they punk ass law and crime because a lot of people that should care and that have platforms to care, they're not doing it. They're not. So no, I don't give credit to people. They care about numbers. So everyone's running on YouTube because they know they can get paid and they want recognition off of BS. Freaking lawyer Crump, you too. You are about money, honey. Your bald-headed ass, I haven't seen you do nothing in the community but collect money off of dead bodies. You a bald-headed savage. Who else? Crockett, you're on my agenda next too. Jasmine Crockett, I got you. I got you because you came out of nowhere. We want to know if you a plant. I give credit where credit is due. But if some reason your energy don't align with mine, that's because something ain't fine. Something's wrong. Stop putting people in front of us just because they have similar skin and whatever else. That ain't working for us. They ain't doing nothing in the community. Then I come here and they're like, are you sure you want to click on this? This has to do with suicide and a murder. It didn't probably even have to do with suicide. There's those of us that know we feel those boys was murdered. So I got to click this to confirm if I can watch it or not. You know I'm an adult. Stop playing around. Now you can't hear it. Okay, that's fine. All right, so that's it in here because I just want to show the boys again too. And again, the background is the Ohio militia that came together, and white people seem to be getting afraid. But it's like, how are you afraid when it's the other people running around that are threatening Black people? So much that we're going to unmask you guys soon. See, once this new legislation gets passed, that we're going to make sure it gets passed, you can't have all these face coverings. We want to see you. Just like you acting like you want to be seen, we want to see you. You want to make some noise? We got some noise coming for that ass. Let's go. All right, y'all be safe. Y'all take care. Salute to my real ones too. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. I got some fighters. I get fighters in my chat room. They're good people. They're good men. They defended the country that they reside in that still don't even treat them as good as they should. Those are the type of real men that come through my channel. It's suckers too. They're supposed to be. It's an open website, but you can always get elevated. That's what we got to do, y'all. There's no other way about it. I'm Kiy NY7. I thank y'all for coming through. Really appreciate it. Anyone coming through first time, consider subscribing or just get a feel of me. I think you will. It helps to hit the like button too. Regardless, I'm coming through and I'm coming. I'm not going to keep playing with these numbers and all this other fake nonsense. I got to do what I got to do. All right. Yeah. I got to do what I got to do. Right now, I need some coolness. I'm burning up for no reason. Maybe there's a reason. Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited. Not going to feel down about it. It's like, what? No. I have joy. Joy keeps lasting. Happiness is temporary. Joy lasts. and I'm here to help bring information, infotainment, and some joy. And you guys have brought joy to me too. So thank you. Salute. Peace.
Asking my black butt, am I okay? If your white butt okay, sit your $5 ass down. Lay your ass down. Thank you, Rita. Sit down.
I know. Look at that white goat. Oh, they are so cute. Oh, look, there's a black one. Black one?
Because I'm black.
All right. Hey. All right. Let's go. Hey. Let's dance. Let's go. Hey. Let's dance.
To the song playing on the radio. While color lights up your face. Sway through the crowd to an empty space. If you say run,
I'll run with you. If you say hi, Let's dance. KRS-One just came out with a new album too. I think we still could call it that. I don't know, but he just came out with something too. He's one of the most powerful rappers ever. And I have to look in to see what exactly I could play, that's going to be acceptable through here. Come on, YouTube, let's go. Okay. All right, so that'll do it. All right, y'all. Thanks. Peace, y'all. Peace out.
So you're a philosopher? Yes. 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 I think very deeply. I think very deeply. I think very deeply.
Is my black butt, am I okay? Is your white butt okay? Sit your $5 ass down.
Sit ass down.
Thank you, Rita. Sit down.
I know. Look at that white goat. Oh, they are so huge. Oh, look, there's a black one.
Black one? Because I'm black?